One of the greatest displays of heart, will, grit, determination that I've ever seen. If you haven't watched that fight, if you're watching this show right now and you haven't watched that fight, you are doing yourself a disservice. What a performance. What a win. I thought you won that night. Michael, I would just love to know your thoughts. Like, you watch that, you hear those sounds, you go back 5 years ago. What comes to mind?
Well, thank you, Ariel, first of all, for the kind words. I know we always go back and forth, but we're only messing around. We're good friends, so thank you for the kind words. Yeah, for me, that was a very, very proud night. I always wanted to be the champion, and with the time the Anderson Silva fight came along, I never had a chance to fight for the belt. And I had injuries, and I thought I was going to be stepping away from the sport pretty soon. So for me, going into that fight, that was my world title fight. I mean, it was Anderson Silva. At that point, the only person that had beaten him was Chris Weidman in the UFC. So for me, as I say, it was my world title fight. I wanted to prove to everybody I could beat Anderson when he was the champion, and he was only one fight removed or 2 fights removed from losing the belt. So it was a big, big deal. Obviously, I ended up winning the fight, but I had to fight through some adversity. My face was a mess after it. I was covered in blood, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It made the story of the fight so much better. Of course, he got me with that knee in the 3rd round, and I went down. You know, a lot of people say, how did Bisping go on to win that fight when he was unconscious? Well, I wasn't unconscious. He hits me with the knee, and then beep, the round ends, I go down. And I remember being slumped on the floor like this, there's blood pouring out of my face. And I looked up at the referee, and I go, I'm not out. And he goes, and it's Herb Dean. He says, I know, fight's not over. I'm like, okay. So I climb back up. I've got blood coming out of every orifice known to man. I'm looking around. I don't know where I am. Anderson Silva's on top of the cage. He's celebrating. And then afterwards, because we had to continue the fight, we had round 4 and 5 to do. Everybody said, oh, could you imagine the adrenaline dump that Anderson had? He thought he'd won the fight, but then it turns out he hadn't won the fight. I'm like, okay, maybe, but can you imagine my adrenaline dump? I'm winning the fight. I'm cruising to victory. I get kneed in the face. I've got a cut here. I've got a broken nose. My eyebrows open. My eyeballs hanging out, covered in blood. I think that adrenaline dump is a little worse. But still, I was very, very blessed and honored to share the octagon with Anderson Silva, one of the greatest martial artists that we'll ever see. And yeah, I got the job done, but it was a great night.
And if I could just follow up very quickly, what you did in that 4th round, coming off of that quote-unquote knockdown or knockout, whatever people want to say, I mean, that to me just blew my mind, because everyone thought that it was inevitable that he would just finish you off, considering what just happened at the end. So massive props, and my respect for you grew that night tenfold. Also, the volume of the crowd when they announced you as winner is something I'll never forget. Your hometown fans, your home country backing you was so special. And if I may, I'll never forget a year prior, you may not even remember this anymore, a year prior we were sitting in a hotel room in Montreal prior to UFC 186, my hometown, coincidentally. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I remember it. You were about to fight CB Dollaway, coming off the first Rockhold fight, and you laid out for me how your next couple of years would go, and you'd win that one, and then you'd get a big-time fight, and then you'd win another one, and then you'd fight for the belt. And I remember sitting there listening to you and applauding you for your confidence, but also thinking, this guy's delusional. There's no chance any of this is going to come to fruition, and you made it happen, my friend. Dare I say, you believed, you conceived, and you achieved it all.
You took my line. I was going to say, Ariel, it's simple. I conceived, I believed, and I achieved. Oh, no, but thank you very much. I appreciate those kind words, Ariel. And I have a documentary that releases soon, and I saw you said words to that effect on there. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, you got to have the vision. You know, you got to believe in yourself. In this sport, in any sport, if you don't believe in yourself, you're already going to lose. So you got to have faith in yourself that you can do it. And yeah, I got the job done eventually. Thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.